In 1971, a group of college students agreed to participate in what seemed like a harmless psychology experiment. They would spend 2 weeks inside a simulated prison built beneath Stanford University. Some students would become prisoners, others would become guards. At first, everything appeared controlled, safe, professional. But within days, the experiment began to spiral into something deeply disturbing. The experiment began with a newspaper advertisement. Researchers at Stanford University were looking for volunteers willing to participate in a paid study about prison life. Dozens of young men applied. After psychological evaluations, 24 students were selected. Most were considered mentally healthy, intelligent, and emotionally stable. The participants were randomly divided into 2 groups: prisoners and guards. On August 14, 1971, the students assigned as prisoners were unexpectedly arrested at their homes by real police officers. Neighbors watched as the young men were handcuffed, searched, and placed into police cars. Many believed an actual crime had occurred. The prisoners were then transported to the mock prison beneath Stanford University. Inside the basement, the environment had been carefully designed to feel oppressive. The prisoners were stripped of their personal belongings. They were assigned identification numbers instead of names. Some were forced to wear chains around their ankles. The guards were given mirrored sunglasses, wooden batons, and military-style uniforms. From the very beginning, the experiment encouraged dehumanization. At first, the atmosphere inside the prison seemed almost playful. The guards laughed nervously. The prisoners followed instructions. But the mood changed quickly. Within the first 24 hours, some guards began asserting authority more aggressively. Prisoners were ordered to perform meaningless tasks: push-ups, cleaning duties, long roll calls in the middle of the night. Only 2 days into the study, one prisoner suffered an emotional breakdown. He began screaming uncontrollably, crying, shaking violently. Researchers initially believed he was pretending in order to leave the experiment early. But his condition continued worsening. He was eventually removed from the prison. As the days passed, the guards developed increasingly cruel punishments. Some forced prisoners to repeat identification numbers for hours. Others restricted access to blankets or bathrooms. Certain guards appeared to enjoy the power they had been given. The prisoners, meanwhile, became passive and emotionally withdrawn. During the experiment, a young psychologist named Christina Maslach visited the simulated prison. What she witnessed shocked her. The prisoners appeared emotionally exhausted. The guards treated them with open hostility. Maslach later confronted Philip Zimbardo directly, and almost immediately, the experiment was terminated. After only 6 days, the Stanford Prison Experiment officially ended. The participants were released. Many appeared emotionally shaken by the experience. Some guards later expressed guilt over how they behaved. Others insisted they had simply adapted to the environment around them. But over the years, the experiment also became highly controversial. Critics argued that the study lacked proper scientific controls. Some researchers claimed participants may have been influenced or encouraged to behave aggressively. Others questioned whether the results truly represented human behavior at all. More than 50 years later, the basement beneath Stanford University still exists. Quiet, ordinary, almost impossible to imagine as the setting for one of psychology's most disturbing experiments. And even today, people continue asking the same question: how much of human behavior is truly our own, and how much is shaped by the roles we are given